There is something horrible happening in my house.
Hello and welcome to the final podcast, the last podcast you will ever listen to.
Your final bros are here today. Brian Hopper LaGrasse and Shane the Liver Squire Smith.
Different. It's a different one. I respect it.
You take PEDs?
PEDs? No, I do not. I do
No?
not. No. What I do take, though, is an injection of James Wan films.
Whoa! Today we are reviewing a James Wan movie, The Conjuring. You might have heard of it.
His second best movie.
Yeah?
No, probably third.
Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's rank the movies.
I'm going to say his best movie is Saw.
Yes, definitely.
I'd say his second best movie is actually Insidious. I think
Definitely.
Insidious is better than The Conjuring.
I agree with you.
And then I'm going to say The Malignant is my fourth favorite.
After The Conjuring.
Yes. And then probably Insidious 2.
Yeah, I need to rewatch Insidious 2. I have seen it. I need to
Dead
rewatch it.
Silence 2. He has a lot. He does have a lot of good ones.
Dead Silence is
I
solid.
can tell you that, Furious 7, though, is really good.
What about Aquaman?
I'm not a fan of Aquaman,
Okay.
but I'm a sucker
For Furious 7.
for Fast and Furious movies.
I mean, I like the first one. I'll be honest with you, I haven't really watched
Give me
them.
some
I like the first
Vin
one.
Diesel, some Paul Walker, R.I.P. Give me some The Rock. Give me Jason Statham. Give me Ludacris.
Oh, wow.
Roll out, boom, roll
Whoa.
out. Da-da. You know. Give me some of that.
Yeah, but you're not getting it here. Well, you're getting, this is what you're getting. You're getting Patrick Wilson. You're getting Vera Farmiga. You are getting a movie that does not have Lin Shaye, which is, you think it would. Insidious
You
does,
think
not
it
this
would,
one.
it would.
It just doesn't. But who else does this? This has a very young Joey King. Did you pick up on that?
I picked up on that. You can't miss her. She's a very
Distinct
noticeable
look.
Yeah.
She look. And then you just think about it, like,
And it's a very old Ron Livingston.
Ron Livingston, yeah. And that girl that was she's in like The Haunting.
Of Hill House?
Just The Haunting.
Just The Haunting? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's who the mom is?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. And
Didn't realize that. Knowledge. So wait, we are just throwing out facts this episode.
we are throwing out straight facts. I think her name's Lily Taylor, by the way, the actress.
Okay.
I literally had another fact and I forgot it. Oh yeah. And this is a fact, pretty much. Essentially, maybe a little bit. Joey King this is 2013. Just know this, that in 5 years, she will be starring in such classics as Slender Man. She did The Wish Upon, which was solid though, in like 2017
She
or something like that.
does.
I like Wish Upon.
Okay, so Wish Upon is not horrible. It has its dumb moments.
Like it. Ryan Philippe is a scrap metal picker in that movie, and I love it every second of it.
What else is?
I am
I feel
here
like Joey
for it.
King has been in like a decent amount of like just bad movies.
Yeah, just go on a Joey King kick.
That's what I'm doing. I mean, let's see.
Yeah, everybody's like wanted like you have a weekend where like the wife is out or your girlfriend's not available and you got really nothing to do. The boys are not online. You ever just crack out like your favorite Joey King flicks?
I can't say I have. Oh my god. Oh, she was in like The Kissing Booth. She was in
How do you say booth? Do you say booth?
Booth.
Okay.
Kissing Booth.
I think you said like John Wilkes booth.
I don't think I emphasized it that much. Oh,
Okay.
she was in Fargo, actually. That was she was good in
TV
Fargo.
show or the movie?
Yeah, the TV show.
Really?
Yeah.
What season?
I believe it was the first.
Oh, I must have missed her. That was the only one I saw.
Let me say it now. Now I'm
I liked it.
curious. Has Fargo had a new season in a while?
I thought they only did 3. Did they ever do a 4th?
They did do a 4th.
Huh.
Came out in 2020. And there's a new season coming out in 2023. All right, I'm just going to check real
I
quick. Me
missed these, Shane.
too.
I need to get back up on my Fargo watch.
I actually really want to rewatch it now that like we're talking about Fargo. Yeah, she was in the first season of Fargo. She was Colin Hanks's sister or daughter, one or the other. I don't remember what the relation, but they are related in that. But yeah, so Joey King, she's in stuff. Wish Upon being Brian's favorite.
I like Wish Upon. I'm going to keep saying it. Everyone has their Homer movies. That's one of mine. I like the movie.
It's fair. It's fair. Everyone has it. All right. So you have any more facts, or are we going to jump into the pit, the spookiest pit that I know?
I don't know. I'm not really trying to spit facts. I'm trying to lie. Like, we even said it last week. Like, we're going to just try to lie on this podcast as much as we possibly can and get away with it.
Oh, yeah. True. So,
what can we say to lie?
The Warrens actually do know how to investigate ghosts, and it's all real.
Oh,
they've never made up one fake story about investigating ghosts and exorcisms.
Well, the reality is they are paranormal researchers, investigators, whatever they say.
Yeah.
They do go on the record in saying in the movie that he is by no way, shape, or form a priest or someone that could do an exorcism.
No. And I think even in real life he says that. But he does say that he has investigated multiple hauntings.
Yes, multiple hauntings, taking back a prized possession from pretty much each haunting.
I actually think he just steals things.
He just takes from people's houses.
See, I don't know if that's a lie, though. What if he is just going around stealing people's shit?
Let's just make it like he's a thief.
Yeah.
We just say we're going to slander people on this podcast.
Is he even alive anymore? I don't know.
I don't know. This is back in the day. But in any case, I want to believe, Shane, that they're the Wilsons, right? Or no, am I just saying that because it's Patrick Wilson? The Warrens.
The Warrens.
I want to say that Ed and Lorraine Warren
yes,
are genuine people that want to help others, because that's what it came off of as in this movie. The only concern that Ed had was for Lorraine's well-being, because the backstory is the last possession or demonic activity they oversaw this guy that was possessed, and Lorraine is a clairvoyant. She saw something in this man, and she did not eat or sleep or pretty much do anything for 8 straight days.
Yeah, it was a rough go. He is dead. Ed died in 2006. Lorraine died in 2019, and they're both buried in Connecticut.
Yeah, they lived in Connecticut. That makes sense. They lived in Connecticut. That was their residence in the movie.
Interesting.
This movie does the cool, interesting thing, and I like to call it a latching, where the demon latches onto whoever. You know, every demons do different shit.
Yeah.
In this movie, they do latching. The demon is a latcher. This bitch is just about sticking to everybody and their daughter. Shane, question for you,
we're hitting it early.
We know that crime doesn't pay.
Yes.
But my question to you is, and you're ready for this, does evil pay? And if so, just how much?
I'm going to say evil doesn't pay. Because at the end of the day, all of these spirits normally lose. And these spirits encapsulate pure evil.
Yes.
And they ain't winning. And if an evil demon spirit can't win, can a normal evil person win? I think not.
Okay. So it doesn't pay.
It doesn't pay.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, folks.
So Annabelle's in the spooky pit. Go.
Here we go. Conjuring released in 2013. A demonic presence destroys a family's farmhouse, and it beckons for paranormal researchers Ed and Lorraine Warren to help eradicate the darkness. I spelled it wrong and put darkness. This was directed by James Wan, stars Patrick Wilson as Ed, Vera Farmiga as Lorraine, Ron Livingston as Roger, and Lily Taylor as Carolyn. Demons are, if nothing else, consistent. They'll always, like, if there's a history of the demonic activity, it will more often than not, I would say probably 99% of the time, repeat itself, because that's what it wants. It needs it. And, like, because humans, like, you have such an urge to bust.
Yes.
Like, to just absolutely pop.
Everyone wants to just bust.
That's true. Everybody.
It's just people are just going around busting.
But demons have, like, this insatiable urge to just
haunt.
Yeah. And then when they're done with that haunt, do the same exact thing to the next willing participant in the house.
Yeah.
Or unwilling participant, technically.
No, they're all unwilling. No one goes and be like, man, I want to be haunted today.
That's fair.
Yeah, like, demons are assholes.
They're literal dicks.
Yeah. Like, that's why we'll open up with now we'll open up with the Annabelle doll. She's haunting these 3 like kids, students, whatever, college age people living in an apartment, nurses. I think they were nurses.
It's
2 girls, right? And
yeah,
but the guy was with them talking about it too. I
2
remember.
nurses and a dude, yeah.
And they're just like, yeah, we let this spirit into the doll. We thought like we were helping. First of all, never do that. And the doll's messing around. She's like writing on their walls with crayon, and it's kind of annoying. And
Thank God that you said crayon.
why?
I just love the way you say crayon.
Yeah, I don't pronounce the Y.
I miss it.
It's overrated.
The last time I heard on this podcast was
God, it's been a while.
over 2 years ago. Could you imagine that?
Yeah.
It was over 2 years
What
ago.
movie was it?
It was Antichrist. You said crayon,
You're right.
and I literally could not breathe.
I forgot about that. Fuck, that was a long time ago. We haven't done a movie with that in a while then.
Low key, my heart stopped. You said crayon.
Oh my God. All right. I got to be careful. I'm not trying to kill anyone on the podcast.
Yeah. Yep.
But this demon's a dick. But so we're just trying to learn here that like Ed and Lorraine, they take these entities and they put them away in a room. That's the whole point of this. We'll talk about Annabelle at another time and the shitty movie that it is.
Yes, fair.
You hated the first one.
I did
too.
not like it, the first one. Actually, that was the only one I saw. The second one's good. You said
Second one was good. The first one was terrible. All right, so the Perron family, they're moving into this new home, right? And the one daughter, I believe it's April.
She's the youngest one.
She finds a music box outside. Anytime you find a music box outside with a creepy mirror and a spiral and a creepy clown going up and down, don't touch it.
You're gonna see something in it,
Rory.
or it's or it's just gonna haunt you. The sound.
Yeah, just stay away from it. It's a terrible thing to have. The kids play this game called Hide and Clap in the house.
This is a popular game where it's basically the clap is the hint to
Yes.
find them.
Mm-hmm. It's like Marco Polo.
Yeah.
But no water.
You see how far you can get with your eyes closed, and then you ask for a clap to see where they are. It's a fun game. We should play it.
We should
You
play
want to play
it.
it right here? We'll do it real quick.
Sure.
Okay.
Yo, you're crafty. Bro, I'm gonna need a clap. Okay, I was almost there. Oh, no, wait. That's a desk.
You win. You win. Bro, you were so close to hitting it. Okay, he got me. Good game. Good game. That was fun. See, we had a fun time.
Yeah. I loved every second of it. So that's the game they play in the house. The dad sees that there's a basement. It's very creepy looking. I would never go into it ever.
That you don't even know that the basement exists until it's in the closet and it's boarded up, and I don't know how it breaks through, but they basically break those boards, and he goes down there to the basement, and it's just full of cobwebs.
Yes, which is a bad sign. Just don't go down there.
Yeah.
But they do. They investigate, of course.
I mean, it's a cobweb. It's not like you ever go to a basement and the basement's full of webs, and it's just a bunch of boyfriends that can't say no to their girlfriends, cuckwebs. Or go up into Damien's bedroom and pull up a black light and see a bunch of cumwebs. Say.
Can't say I have done either of those things, so note to self, don't go into that room with a black light.
What about the cuckweb?
I don't want to go near those either.
Those are the worst.
Yeah, those sound terrible.
Yeah.
You know what else is terrible?
What is that?
Maybe not to you. Dead dogs.
No, you're right. The dog was put outside for the reason only if it didn't want to go in the house.
Yes.
It was barking like crazy. It was a mad dog.
And now it's dead. Because
Dead dog.
they go outside and the dog's literally just dead on the
The
ground.
dog sensed something.
And
Never wanted to go in.
And that sense is just like snap the dog's neck. It's over. Dog's gone. It's real sad. Good thing your girlfriend's not on here. She would have hated it.
I moved past it. I got over it immediately.
I know you did.
Yeah. She probably wouldn't have been able to.
No. Cried herself to sleep. I think we go back to like the school, right? And
Yeah.
And I think the Warrens are talking about like items being cursed and how like there's certain things that have they're cursed objects and they keep them in a safe room, and it's like it's not the house itself that's haunted, it's a specific object.
Yeah, so what's cool is I thought this was only something in J.K. Rowling books, but there are defense against the dark arts classes in some colleges.
Yeah.
And they're taught by the Warrens.
They're more useful than most college classes.
They give presentations, and the presentations about possession, exorcisms,
Yeah, all that good stuff.
the works.
We learned they have a daughter.
They have a daughter.
She's a cute kid. That's about it for
Judy.
them. We cut back to the house. We see the one daughter is like sleepwalking, and she's just like banging her head into a dresser.
Yeah.
Just really hard. What's with us in reviewing movies where people just bang their
A
head?
lot of people banging heads. I thought the same thing. We just did incantation with banging heads. Now we got more banging heads in here.
We're just out here banging all the heads.
Banging heads, and it just didn't make sense to me.
No, it's weird. It's strange. We'll learn this like wardrobe's kind of haunted.
It's the Lion, the Witch, and
the wardrobe.
and the wardrobe
Yeah,
essentially.
it's very dangerous. It's very scary. Pigeons just start fucking darting into windows.
We
Just
got
snapping in necks.
darting pigeons, or as Nick Smith, your brother, calls them,
Government cameras.
government cameras.
Yes.
Or rats with wings.
Yes, all of the above are accurate. Pigeons are just gross animals.
They're gross. I mean, I like the way they look though. but, yeah.
I kind of like their like head bob they got.
I like
with
the bob and weave for sure.
It looks like they're always like listening to 1990s rap while they walk.
Damn, it feels good.
You'd be a gangster. Yeah, that's the pigeon. Because pigeons are kind of gangster.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, not gonna lie.
They're pretty sweet. Not gonna lie. You're right.
So now they start playing like hide and clap again, and things are getting spooky because the claps are coming from in the wardrobe.
There's like this poltergeist feel in this movie where like there's no subtlety here, and the whole family kind of just buys in.
I always love that.
Yeah.
Because like I said, we do most of the movies we talk about, not everyone buys in. It's normally the dad's like, "You all bitches be crazy."
I know. Yeah, they buy in. I mean, it's pretty like legit. I mean, the next day, like, I know the father does go back down in the basement and sees just some pretty weird shit down there.
Yeah. We'll talk about other stuff. Like
okay.
Like Joey King in bed.
Sure.
She starts to get her covers pulled off at the middle of the night.
Yeah, that's scary.
And then she starts to get pulled off in the middle of the night.
And then she has to look under her bed.
Nothing there.
Nothing there.
And
terrifying.
She thinks it's her one sister messing with her, but she's sleeping next to her.
She's asleep, like out.
And then the door starts to slowly creak open.
This is an interesting scene.
Because she sees something.
She sees something, and then the other girl is going to wake up and go check it out.
Yeah, but there's nothing there.
Nothing there, but she's like, it's behind you.
Yeah.
And you just see black.
Yes. And Joey King starts screaming. The parents run in.
That door slams
yes.
shut.
They burst in. They're like, what happened? What happened? They're like, there's someone in our room. He's like, there's no one in your room. She's like, he wants my family dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's getting pretty serious when your kids are saying there's someone that wants the family dead. This is starting to sound like the Amityville Horror.
True. It's an interesting scenario.
Where's Ryan Reynolds when you need him?
Yes. And Melissa George.
Yeah, they were in the remake. That was a bad movie.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good.
So, like, as in usual possessions and ghost things, pictures are just flying off of walls.
Yeah, and like, you know, you're like trying to have a good night, and all of a sudden the pictures going up your staircase just all fall and break. Glass everywhere.
Yep. The mom gets like lured into the basement, and she has like the match, and she doesn't want to go into the basement, so she stays at the top of the stairs. And then the ghoulie claps her ear, and the light goes off, and she starts screaming, panicked. I'd be scared too if a ghoulie was clapping in my ear.
Ghoulie, I fucking hate ghouls. First of all,
Me too. I keep calling them ghoulies because we have a movie on our list to do called Ghoulies.
Yeah,
and I kind of like the. I kind of love the word ghoulies.
I love. It's a great word. I also love the word ghoul.
Ghoul.
It's someone's a fucking ghoul.
Yeah, it's a good word.
Like Scooby Doo and the Ghoul School.
Great movie. Great movie.
Something's being conjured in this house.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I do like how like these families will intersect.
Well, it's gonna happen like pretty much right about now.
About the latches, I do like it because as they go into the house, they take it back to their house, which is pretty cool. We'll talk about it.
Well, yeah, because what gets it is like the one daughter like sees the demon on top of the wardrobe and it jumps on her and attacks her.
I remember that scene. This is only my second time watching it. But that was the
Scary.
Scene
that was the scariest scene in the movie, I think.
Yeah, that's the biggest jump scare. That is the creepy scene that everybody knows. That would be Bathsheba. We're gonna get the history soon.
Yeah. Well, because now we're going to cut to the Warrens. They're in a classroom. They're talking about suppression, oppression, depression, suppression, and possession. All the Eschens. We're talking about all of them. You got an Eschen? The Warrens are talking about it. So after this class, though, the mother character is going to go up to the Warrens.
Class session.
Yeah. The Warrens, and she's going to be like, look, our house is haunted and we need you to come. And they're like, yeah, we kind of, we don't want to really do that.
This house is cursed.
And she's like, my children are scared. We need you. And the Warrens are good people.
They're good people, but the way this is brought to them, I almost would be like, I am not going to your house, because this woman was so forward. She's like, no, you need to come to my house.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like a setup.
Yes, big time.
But the Warrens,
they're nice people.
They're great people. They're salt of the earth. They never once lied about a single case they did.
Never. Nothing was fabricated.
No.
Ever.
Everything was real. There was always a demon. Mm-hmm. There was always a ghoulie. The Warrens, why would the Warrens lie about that? To make money off of books? No. Never.
They were not press people.
No. But the Warrens do go to the house.
Yeah.
And they conduct what I like to call a thorough investigation.
Sure.
Because pretty much the second they go through the door, they're like, fuck, this shit's haunted.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's pretty, I guess she just feels something right away. It doesn't even take her that long to see something, to be honest.
She even says it after at the end. She's like, literally the second I walked through the door, there was something latched on your back. She's like, you literally have a ghoulie on your shoulder. I feel like I'm watching Shudder. Yeah. Shudder's the one, right, where they latch onto the...
Yeah. I feel like the one, so you're going to learn the family that is doing all this. Like, there's actually multiple families, but...
Yeah.
The one I think is just like a totally innocent kid was Rory. I think.
Well, so what it is if I got the story right, there was a witch that lived here.
Correct.
And they took the land from the witch.
Correct.
So the witch hung herself and then has cursed and haunted every family that has moved in on the land.
She killed her kid.
Yes.
Technically sacrificed it to Satan.
To be present on the land at all times.
Cursed the land, hung herself, and that basically that witch has... Anybody who lived in that land has been cursed since.
And what she has done is she's possessed the mother to make them kill their own children. That has been the curse.
Then went into that other mother.
Yes. With the Rory's mother now.
Yes, killed
Rory.
Yeah.
Because of the witch's curse.
And then I think she killed herself.
Correct. That is how it goes. So that's essentially what we're getting at here. Because one thing we didn't mention is the mom has been getting like these really bad bruises.
Lesions? Maybe no. That's not skin. It's bruises.
Bruises. And they're like, oh, you're iron deficient. I'm like, she's a walking bruise. That's more than iron deficient.
She's literally got these like purple bruises.
Yeah. So
she's literally becoming a grape.
For real though. Mm-hmm. Like that's what it looks like. They explain basically that the house was super haunted, and they're like, oh, the family's like, oh, so we'll just leave? And they're like, no, this entity is latched on you. Wherever you go, the entity will follow.
These are latchkey kids.
Yes. Can't get rid of them. Super annoying. This also happens to the Warrens, though. The Warrens are going to have this entity latch on, you mentioned.
And that's the interesting, because throughout the movie, they do go back to their house, and you see kind of like their personal lives. They're at the end of their game. They don't really want to do too many more.
No, they just want.
She can't do it, but she has such a big heart.
Yeah, she's so nice.
She loves people.
So nice.
She's committed to helping others. She wants to help this family. He is not shy about wanting to not do it, but they eventually they do it because they feel for the family.
Salt of the earth people. Never lied about anything.
Never lied. Not once. And they help people. And
they do.
They help this family.
They do. So they get the two things you need most: an Asian sidekick and a police officer.
Correct. A young Asian sidekick.
And a police officer.
And a police officer with a mustache.
Yes. Need it in any movie.
100%.
So this was a really missed opportunity to cast Lee Winnell. Good thing they did it in the Insidious movies.
Oh, yeah. Shows the investigator. Specs.
I love him in those movies.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so they're going to start, setting up cameras. This is the only thing. It's it's been done so many times at this point.
Yeah.
The whole set up a camera. Motion sensors. Oh, ghost has gone here flat. I feel like I've seen that so many times now.
What I would say is they set everything up, but they don't maneuver through the house. They just leave it set up.
Yes.
For them to walk through. And the first night when they do it, They don't get a lot of activity.
No,
at all.
actually, the next day they just have a nice breakfast together.
Yeah, it was like a powwow. Everyone was there.
Yeah, the only thing they notice is the cop pooping. Remember, he comes out of the bathroom and he's like, "What? I had to go."
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's seeming really nice. Everything super easy until
What?
Lorraine goes outside and she sees the woman hanging on the tree.
Yeah, Bathsheba, she's just hanging on the tree.
And then when she looks up in the window, she sees Bathsheba up in the window.
Up in the window. Very interesting.
And Bathsheba, she has this weird vomit fetish where she vomits into the mother's mouth.
Oh, the red blood vomit
Yeah.
in her mouth? Yeah, that was an interesting treat. Not something you want to wake up to.
No.
It kind of looked like Reagan a little bit,
Yeah,
right?
it was creepy.
Bathsheba. So interesting thing about Bathsheba, King David, I'm going to the Bible now.
Oh, I love it.
I'm going to give you a little Bible talk. King David cheated on his wife with a woman named Bathsheba.
Okay.
It's close.
Yep.
So I thought it was similar. This woman, was she married, Bathsheba? They don't mention anything about a man. The lady just hung herself.
Yeah, she's a bitch.
Interesting.
All right. So the mom is cursed. She's like possessed, not cursed, possessed. She's fully possessed. We have a full on possession.
Yes.
So now though, some more spooky stuff's gonna happen. Like the cop is actually gonna get yelled at by a young maid ghost, which doesn't really get delved into.
It's just probably someone that was there. Yeah.
That was also,
no context on the maid ghost. Yeah, it definitely gets yelled at when they there was that jump scare. She follows the maid ghost, and then the maid ghost appears from the other side of the room.
Yeah.
That is true. The maid ghost doesn't get brought back into the story. Doesn't get looped back in.
No.
Right?
I think it's Cindy again. Starts sleepwalking again.
There's so many kids. There's like 5 girls.
Yeah, and they have to find her in. This is when they finally move the wardrobe, and they find her in the what would you call that? Behind the wardrobe, the thing like the
crawl space.
Yeah, that's the word I guess I was looking for. The crawl space tunnel.
Yeah, it's like an old tunnel.
So they find her there. So that's when they find out the crawl space exists. This is where Rory used to hide from his.
Well, that's where he shows her. Yeah,
possession mother. So things are getting like really intense because Lorraine is gonna like fall through that.
She falls through that, and she falls deep
into the basement, like straight into the basement.
Into the basement,
and she sees the ghost in there, right?
Yes.
And she runs away. She loses her locket on the wall.
Yep.
Things are getting serious.
The locket that she exchanged with her daughter.
Yeah. She's like, all right, you guys like go stay at a hotel. We're going to go home real quick. When she's heading out, that's when she gets that bad premonition, right, about her daughter.
Yes.
And that's when
she sees her daughter in the water drowning. So that's why she got very nervous about Judy going home. So they were trying to get in touch with Judy. They couldn't get rid of her. Well, actually, she does call, and then after a while, she does get along with her to know she's okay. And she gets in touch with like the grandma.
This is the grandma.
So one thing I was like, we did mention the latching. They had mentioned like, hey, can we just like we'll leave the house? And then this is when they said, you will never be like it'll stick with you. So even if they move to the hotel, they're still at threat.
Yes, but I think they just wanted them not to be at the exact location.
Yes. So here's my question, and I think I know the answer. How did the demon get to the daughter? And I guess it's because they went home.
Yes, and
it
that
just like
has
latched
access
from them to them.
Yes, because then they saw their daughter when they were home, so it could just latch everywhere.
It does affect the daughter. It probably coming up.
Yeah.
So it has had to hit a trail, and I don't think this is like something that where like you think of the daughter, then it fucks with your thoughts. It physically
was there.
So
like, what did it do to the daughter? We could talk about that scene now.
I think it just like
locked her in. Yeah,
locks her in. Just basically just like makes her move from back and forth. I think it pulls on the locket. and stuff.
Yes.
But she does get
saved.
They don't really fuck with her too much. She gets saved.
Then they get a call, though, that the mother has stolen Joey King and one of the other girls and brought her back to the house.
Yes, because she's there. She's gone.
Yeah. So they have to rush back to the house. They're like, Ron, meet us at the house.
Bring her Morny.
Yes. I had no clue what you meant at first, and then no. Harry Potter.
I tried.
It's good. No, it's
you
good.
You have a Hufflepuff hat because you were a Hufflepuff.
Of course I'm Hufflepuff. Who
There's
is
a couple of Hufflepuffs here.
Yeah, you, me, Dupree.
I mean, we're the only Hufflepuffs, probably.
And probably.
Maybe Mike J.
Yeah, I would say. Maybe Benanti? Nah, Benanti.
Yeah, he's a Gryffindor.
Yeah, he is a Gryffindor.
That guy is about as line as I could think.
What's your brother?
Gryffindor. Definitely. My girlfriend's a Ravenclaw for sure.
I would assume Nick's probably Ravenclaw.
Nick's probably
or Slytherin. One or the other.
Nick is Slytherin.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Nick is Slytherin.
Yeah.
Danny is Slytherin.
Slytherin all through and through.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Harry Potter aside now. Let's get back to the house. The mom is going to bring the kids into the basement. She's going to murder them with a scissor.
Yeah.
Straight up murder.
That's what she goes, and then but she's getting held back.
Yes, because the other daughter's trying to save her, or does the dad get in first?
The dad is holding her back first. Yes. Ron Livingston is trying not to get hedge clipped.
Yes. The Ed and Lorraine are going to come in. The cop is going to come in. Asian sidekick's going to come in, and they're going to stop all this madness, and they're going to tie the mom to a chair.
Yeah, and they do not have. I forgot the name of the father.
I just call him Ron Livingston. Oh, Ed.
The priest.
Ed.
No, the priest.
Oh.
Remember they were talking to the priest earlier?
I can't think of his name. Because
they had to get authorization from
the
him.
church.
He's like, I got to take this up to the Vatican. And he's like, really? Like, you can't just, give me the approval?
I mean, can you not see the ghoulies?
Catholic Church, a lot of red tape.
Yeah.
A lot of red tape.
Yeah.
So, but he does,
the bureaucracy is crazy.
It's just so much bureaucracy. He's like, I will sign off on it. Yeah. So then he's like, you know what? I'm going to take matters into my own hands. I'm going to do the exorcism. And everyone's like, well, actually, he didn't want to, technically. He actually didn't want to.
No, he had to.
The wife talked him into it.
Yeah. He had to, though, at this instant.
He had to.
So, yeah.
But he seems like he knew what he was fucking doing because he took out the Latin book.
Dude, and he's like, Dombele, shembele, kumbala.
We've heard it in the last movie. We've heard it in Incantation. We're getting more Latin speak.
What is happening? So Joey King's going to get put in the cop car. She's safe. But the other daughter, they don't know where she is. So they have Asian sidekick looking for her.
Looking through floorboards, literally everywhere.
The cop is going to help them do the ritual.
Yes.
So that's where, and the three other daughters are in the hotel, not to be seen till the end of the movie.
No, you're right. And then the demon's not taking this well.
No.
So much so that they got to bag her.
They bag and gag her.
Yeah. She's bleeding. She actually turns straight up into Bathsheba.
She projectile vomits blood into the sack she's in, and the sack rips open, and you see Bathsheba. Okay.
Which is why I don't think it's the same name as the one I was talking about, which is Bathsheba. But yeah, I mean, this keeps going on. He keeps reciting it to the point where it just stops.
Yes.
Right? And they're like, what's going on?
Everything's okay.
Everything's
we did it. We
saved.
solved the problem.
We saved the day. But they don't want to do anything.
Because they're scared.
But they should start doing something when they see the chair
levitate.
And her levitate. So much so that it actually just hooks upside down onto the ceiling.
Yeah.
And starts banging up on the
terrifying
floor. Yeah.
So he starts speaking in Latin again. Bathsheba, Hashiba, Is our Latin good?
No.
Okay.
It's nonsense. And they're like, I can't believe they're like, drop her, which
and
is.
It does.
But this is so stupid. Because this would never, because if she just dropped, she would literally. This would be the first thing at the ground. The chair flips back.
Yeah. It's a very respectful
the demon. It's a nice ghoulie.
My thought process is if she does win, she doesn't want to lose her vessel.
Yeah, I guess so.
So she can't kill her.
That's fair. You're about to drop her right on her skull.
Sick.
But that breaks the chair, so that she's kind of loosey-goosey.
Yeah, and of course...
loosey-goosey!
Ooh. Of course, at this very moment, the friggin' Asian sidekick is like, I found Sydney! Ghoul, come get her!
He's like, I found Sydney. And she's like, oh my God. Goes right for her.
Yeah, just starts storming through the undercarriages of the house. She's running with the hedge clippers or whatever she has. They save the girl, and do they finish the exorcism with her under the floorboards? I can't remember now. Don't they they were remember it's your daughter or something? I
think they pull her out.
They do pull her out, right?
They pull her out. I think they get the other members there to pull her out.
And I forgot exactly how it ends. They just they're like, yo, you can fight it pretty much, right?
Yeah, and so I know. So basically, he does all he can, and then she puts her hand on her.
Yes.
And basically, being the clairvoyant, just basically tries to resurface her to push out the demon herself, and it works.
Yep. And the day has been saved.
Because I think the biggest thing is she talks to her because she's a clairvoyant about like the best memory she's ever had, which was a vision of all of her family.
Yes,
at the beach.
Oh, the beach
She's
memory.
like, just remember the beach, like just draw that. So it's I guess a more powerful memory to fully possess her whole body versus like the demon possessing her. So the demon is exorcised.
Yeah, get out. It's the new year. Go exercise.
A whole Warren tag team effort that was 100% true.
Yes, not a single thing was fabricated. This is literally exactly what happened.
Literally.
Yeah. Yep. Nothing was different. Nothing fabricated. They would never lie about this situation.
No, they told the truth.
Yeah.
At least as far as we know, they could tell the truth.
Yes. So the next day, the daughters are there. I don't know how they got there, but they're there now. I guess the one's old enough to drive. We'll say she.
One of them was a little older. Yeah.
So they're there. Everyone celebrates. It's a great time. Then we see
Little powwow.
the Warrens bring the carousel music box to their room of stolen items from people.
The antiquity room, which is really just like a pirate's plunder at this point.
Yes, they literally have a pirate flag hanging in the corner. After that, we just hear Lorraine talk to Ed about another case in the background.
Yes,
which I believe is the Conjuring 2.
Was it Long Island? It was. I forgot where it was. Was it Long Island? Yeah, it was Long Island.
Strong Island.
Long Island. So wasn't that where
Amityville took place? Yeah. Which Amityville is an interesting one. Was it a possession? Was it actually just a mob hit?
A mob hit.
Well, there's multiple theories. One's a mob because apparently the dad was in with the mob, so a lot of people think it was a mob hit, and they set up the son. Some people think the son just did go crazy and killed the whole family, and some people do believe it was a haunted house possession.
Okay, interesting.
So the truth is somewhere in those three. Most likely the son just killed everyone, but yeah, that's The Conjuring.
That's The Conjuring. Yeah. So we've already told you we like Insidious more than this movie, but this is a good movie.
It's a very good movie.
Yeah,
very good movie. I think what Insidious has going for them is their demon is actually really well designed and creepy, despite looking like Darth Maul.
And so Insidious is honestly one of the best, scariest movies I've seen up until the end of the movie, where you see what it looks like.
Yeah,
you're right. It is like a ripoff of Darth Maul, and it's so fucking creepy until you
see it
visually see it.
Well, we're going to get to the scariest movie of the 2010s very soon when we do Sinister.
Yeah. People say that's arguably the scariest movie of all time. I read that report, and I don't know how...
I don't know if scariest of all time, but in the last 20-something years, it's definitely probably up there.
People make the argument, and I don't know how they've done this, but they did a study by heart rate of all these horror movies. And I don't know how many people are in the study, but Sinister had the fastest heart rates of anybody.
And I get that because you're like, even if you're not scared, your heart's racing when you watch those videos with Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, Ethan Hawke's awesome.
I can't wait to get to that movie. But we're not there yet. We are finishing this and we're giving our review, which I am going to give. I can't see. This is the thing. We said new year. We said we're going to do good movies. I'm giving this an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
So far in the new year, I know I didn't give New Year's Evil a good rating, but I've given out now 2 8s and a 7.
It's already better than what we've really done in a while.
I just wait till next week's review where I give an even higher rating.
I know. Yeah, we were not kidding around. We're going to do a lot of good movies this year. It's exciting. Go yourself. It's my review. Is that?
Yeah. No. Just to give a brief thing. I gave it an 8 out of 10 because. There's not even for kid actors. All the kid actors are very good. The story is very interesting. There are scary moments in this movie. The exorcism is one of my favorite exorcisms I've seen. I think it's, besides like the actual Exorcist, it's very well done.
And also very real.
Yes. That's the thing. Because like you see movies like Devil Inside or like...
you're like, they're telling the truth.
Yeah. Like this one is true and it happened this way. But yeah, this movie's great. 8 out of 10. I will shoot it to you now.
I have the same rating. 8 out of 10. I think the biggest part for me is the ghost movies have become synonymous with just being very frustrating.
Yes.
Like they wanted to Insidious even is frustrating. This was not, because Patrick Wilson also in that movie is like a complete skeptic.
Yes.
Until he has to be literally slapped in the face and made out with by the lipstick face demon or whatever. Actually, until he actually has to go into the further, does he not believe? Until he has to astral project.
He's like, oh God, this is real.
But no, I really like this movie. I would say I do like Insidious better just because I think it's scarier.
Yeah.
But this movie, I think it very, like, from scene to scene, the continuity is so good. The movie progression with the characters are good. They're very real characters. Whether it was real or the degree to which it was real, I don't know because I haven't done the research. But the scenes felt real. The characters felt real. Like, it was like not like, it wasn't a lot of conflict. It was more of like everyone was conflicting against the natural enemy here, which was pure evil.
Yes,
being the demon, and the whole, like, story and the background of the story of the demons. They didn't, like, throw so much information. It was, like, kind of piecemeal here and there, and it was good. It was well done. It is an 8. It is like a middle of the road 8 movie. A lot of people have this probably higher than even me and you have. Just
100%.
I don't know why, because it's definitely nowhere as near as scary as Insidious or Sinister.
No.
Or any of those other demonic movies. I think Hereditary is scarier than this too.
Oh, Hereditary is terrifying.
And I could probably name even a few more. Babadook here and there, maybe, but it's just the story's really good.
Agreed.
Yeah, so
Completely agree.
8 out of 10. Probably a middle of the road 8 out of 10.
Okay. So now we run into a dilemma because no one dies.
Nobody dies. Yeah, everybody. You'd think, like, you would get rid of who's fodder in this movie. The cop is easily fodder.
Asian sidekick.
Asian sidekick couldn't be more fodder. 5 kids, maybe you lose one of them.
Yeah.
None.
No one dies. It's like
Or
I
the
think
mom.
Yeah.
The sacrifice. You know.
Sacrifice. Nothing. Like the Poltergeist is the only movie we've done, I think, where we didn't have a death.
Yeah. So we can't do.
Oh, we have one, and we can do this because we've done it before. No, the dog.
The dog. I mean, I guess you could technically do the ghosts, I guess.
It was dead before the movie started,
I know.
kind of.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. We'll do the dog.
We'll do the dog because we've done animals before. Dog. You were in this movie for all 5 minutes. I had no attachment to you. Brian had even less of an attachment to you. But you were the only thing to die in the movie. So I don't even know your name. What was the dog's name? Sadie?
Wolf.
Wolf?
Woof.
Wolf.
Sadie.
So for that, Wolf, we are putting you in our Necronomicon.
That was sweet, Shane.
Thank you. I had nothing. Yeah.
All the dog lovers out there are going to eat that one up.
So we're going to end January with a goddamn bang.
With the biggest bang we've had in a very long time. This is the best movie. And I hate to hype it up, but it's just like you have to.
You have to hype it up.
Nobody dislikes this movie.
No.
I haven't talked to a single person who dislikes this movie.
This is all the hype in the world. Even if we hyped it up even more, it wouldn't be overhyped.
There is someone that dislikes this movie.
Who?
Stephen King.
How? He says it's not true to the book.
He doesn't like the way a lot of it was altered, and Stanley Kubrick's like, I am altering all of it.
Because Stephen King liked the miniseries more, right? Because he felt it was more true to the...
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he doesn't like it, but I heard that he didn't like some of the direction that was made.
Which is fair, because it is your work, and it's being changed. If you don't know, we're doing The Shining next time.
The Shining.
They call it The Shining.
Yeah. This is one of the earlier horror movies I watched growing up, and I loved it, and I still love it today, and it actually does have probably the scariest scene I've ever seen in a movie. Still.
Okay. Don't tell me what it is now. We'll talk about it when we get to it.
I won't.
Yeah. So, with that said, we're the final podcast signing off, and we will see you next week in the hedge maze
of the Overlook Hotel.
Hell yeah.
Sweet. Looking forward to it. The Shining. Great movie. Jack Nicholson, Shelley Duvall, that kid Danny that rides a little Fisher-Price bike.
Incredible.
Scatman Crothers. Fuck.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Yeah, we're gonna see you next week. You know, every Monday you'll find us finalpodcast.com for Final Podcast, Final Friday, and all the little bunch of horrors. On Friday, we'll see you then.